This one was all about the occasion, but the result very, very important.
Well, it's a perfect day. I mean, when you look at the league table, Everton have gone 8th, so inside the top 10. Jordan Pickford gets confidence from saving a penalty. Jack Grealish, more importantly, he gets 2 assists, so he'll feel really good about himself tonight. The young boys who played their part today, I thought were magnificent in the game, and I think David Moyes will come away from that game thinking like that was a proper Everton performance. It was good going forward. There was plenty of excitement for the fans to latch onto. They got the clean sheet, which is important. So when you identify and when you have a checklist of what you want from the game, it was perfect.
Yeah, they got the win, they got the 3 points and the clean sheet, importantly. It wasn't straightforward, though. Brighton had their fair share of chances.
Yeah, I mean, Brighton always have lots of chances because they've got so many good attacking players. But I don't know, they just frustrated a little bit today. I just thought they gave the game away last week. I thought a bit sloppily, ended up drawing quite late. And today I just thought, even though they had lots of chances, that wasn't a game they probably should have lost. So I think for Fabian Hurtzler, he'll be quite frustrated, really, with that result. Not so much the performance, more the result, the fact that they lost so comfortably.
Let's look at the goal that made it 1-0. It came from Ndiaye in the history books once again. Scored the last goal at Goodison, first goal at Hill Dickinson Stadium. Yeah,
he's the star. I mean, he was the star. I think Leon mentioned it before. He's been the star the last couple of seasons, and he's the one. But again, some new blood in this team. Dewsbury Hall plays a great ball out wide to Jack Grealish. Good patience. Skips by the defender there and just smashes the ball across goal in Ndiaye at the back post. That's fantastic. But he does so well getting on the ball in Ndiaye. And again, Grealish, he stays wide on this left-hand side, doesn't he? And I think he keeps the width, allows the spaces to materialise. Just a great ball.
That's what you would be saying. If you play alongside Jack Grealish, you'd be saying to him, yeah, all right, there's times where you put your foot on the ball and come back and keep possession. But when we work hard to get you the ball, make sure you're direct. He spots that Weaver was just off balance and he slowed him down well. Then Jack Grealish done the right thing by driving into the 18-yard box, got his half a yard, whipped it across. Great finish from Ndiaye.
Yeah, and Grealish's performance, one of the highlights of today. He's involved again.
Keeps his width on this left-hand side. Everton are sort of patient. Garner spreads a nice little ball out to him, but the run, I think it's important. That creates that little bit of space for Jack Grealish. But what a hit from Garner. I mean, that is how you hit a ball. That's hit true. You'll see it from a different angle where there's not too much cut spin on the ball. A goalkeeper must see it very late. But Dewsbury Hall won't get an assist for that, but it's an important part that he played just to create that half a yard for Grealish. It's a simple assist, don't get me wrong, but it's good pass appreciation because he's making sure he's saying to Garner, go on, strike it first time. But look how clean the strike is.
Jack Grealish with 2 Premier League assists for the 3rd time in a single game.
Yeah, and they needed some firepower, I think, on the top of the pitch. Obviously, Grealish, Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall making that run away. Jack knows there's going to be space opening up because the defender will go with him. Garner's a fantastic striker of the ball. We did a free kick thing last season with him, and I was amazed at how hard he actually hit the ball. Even from there, he knows because of the weight of it, I can hit that first time, and probably just surprised the goalkeeper, but that was a brilliant result for Everton.
Well, Brighton had hit the woodwork twice in the first half. Then in the second half, they had a penalty shot. They had a penalty awarded. Let's take a look at the incident and just go through it here. It was handball by Dewsbury Hall. Owen, you think that this definitely was a penalty?
When I saw it in real time, I thought just because his arm's up, and you can see it quite obviously, I think when you do that, even though the proximity, you'll say it's very close, I just think with his arm up there, I think the ref's always going to give that. And he did straight away. He was quite close to it. He gave it. And I think sometimes that's an easy one for the referee to give.
Yeah, let's look at the spot kick then, because that penalty is then awarded, as mentioned, handball, Keenan Dewsbury Hall, and it's awarded. There you go. Official Danny Welbeck takes the penalty, though.
It's not a clean strike. I must admit, Jordan Pickford's got plenty of time, and Danny Welbeck there, I don't think he strikes it clean enough. There wasn't enough pace on it, and it wasn't directed very well.
I'm not sure what that's telling them, 50-50 right or left, but I mean, he's obviously having a look at his water bottle. Probably confused him, if anything.
You said Welbeck looked nervous, though.
I play with Danny. I love him to death. He's not the most natural striker of the ball, and I think he's, rather than hit that hard, he's trying to go in a little bit safe. And on the dry grass, it just didn't move. He needs to hit that a little bit harder, a little bit higher, but good save from Pickford.
I think we're divided on whether that should have been a penalty. You said yes, because?
Just because his arm's up and it looks like in a slightly unnatural position. And from the wide angle, when you see it initially, his arm's up there. I think when you do that, even though it's close, the refs are going to give it. The ref gave it in real time because he saw it. And I think when you do that, I think the refs are rarely ever going to overturn it.
What I would say, Owen, putting the referee's handbook to test.
Oh, here we go.
Page 73 says, no handball offence, proximity, close proximity. So where on earth, if you're James Garner and you're throwing your body at the ball to try and put the block on, if proximity is a thing and it's a law, page 73 says it is, what on earth can you do? How do you get out the way?
Well, that's very interesting, Don, because...
Let's just have a moment here to have a look and...
So I know he's being brave and he's putting his body on the line. Essentially, he doesn't want to take it in the face.
Yeah, but
I think proximity, as in page 73 says, it's a no handball offence. So you're seeing Jordan Pickford trying to look through the bodies. I just think that's extremely harsh. The referee's saying there, hands to the face.
We're getting very serious here.
Yeah, well, I've got my book out as well because I really wanted to be ready for this. I'm on page 73 as well, the same page as Don. And actually, at the bottom of it, it says handball offence. It says... arm position makes body bigger and is unjustifiable. Deliberate movement, arm away from the body. So I think, based on the same page that Don says, I think it's a penalty and I think the rest got it right.
So we have a battle of the handbooks here. Page 73 is famously being quoted. Thank you guys so much for going according to the book. I wonder what Steve and Leon think about it. Let's go back pitch side to the Hill Dickinson Stadium and get reactions then from Steve. Does Leon think it was a penalty?
Yeah, before we talk about the occasion, I think we need to take Owen and Don out a little bit more. That's for the first one. You were adamant it wasn't right from the off. When we saw it live, weren't you?
Yeah, and let me check page 73 here. No, yeah, I just think, very similar to Don. I understand what Owen's saying, but for me, I always think if you're trying to tuck your elbows in, I think as you're running forward, you can't propel yourself forward without arm movement. I get the finish, try to keep his elbows in. If that hits your hand from that position, I always think that's quite difficult. You're running towards the ball, let's tuck your arms in, tuck your elbows in. And it's, for me, I think I could justify any arm position on the football pitch as you're running. I think we all understand if his arm is above his head. If it would have hit his left arm, I probably would have said, yeah, his left arm's away from his body. But for me, his right arm isn't far enough away from his body. His elbow is tucked in. Yes, it hits the hand, but yeah, I was surprised to see that one given.
But Jordan Pickford's now saved 3 of his last 4 Premier League penalties. And
Yeah.
I guess the whole emotion, the whole atmosphere here, it was written in the stars he was going to save that.
Yeah, I mean, he's been an incredible player for Everton. England's number 1, justifiably so. Never lets Everton down. He made an incredible 1v1 save in the first half, which might be forgotten about because of his penalty kick save that came in the second half. And I think if Everton would have conceded in that moment, I think Brighton may have got something from the game. I always felt that Everton needed to keep a clean sheet. And having given away that penalty kick, being stood facing Danny Welbeck in that moment, it was an incredible piece of goalkeeping skill to choose right and keep that ball out.
Yeah, and thankfully, the whole awarding of the penalty and then this save that we're watching, it didn't matter in the end, in the outcome. But Everton wanted the clean sheet, and they got it by him guessing correctly there.
And that got just as big a cheer in the stadium as one of the goals did. The singing and everything that came after, especially from both ends behind the goals, was quite incredible. They love Jordan Pickford. They are so appreciative of everything he's done in the last few seasons, and they will not be surprised that in that moment he stood up and made this stadium stand on its feet again.
So, bigger picture. I mean, we've brought you all the atmosphere, the emotion, the access here today, but the message from everyone was they had to win the game. I mean, the magnitude of this result at this moment on a day like today.
Yes, because stepping into a new stadium isn't easy. And this is Everton's only home game before the international break. And then suddenly you're getting into the middle of September. I know that's only your second game at home to Aston Villa. But if you're now getting into the middle of September and you're still not won at home, how long does that last? It starts to become a weight. The players will start to feel pressure every time they come into the home stadium. So to start in that way, to start with a clean sheet, to start with some very fantastic goals from Everton's point of view, David Moyes and the team and the crowd, we were involved right in the thick of it.
We were.
Steve, they felt like they were on top of us at times. It did have that Goodison Park feel. It really, really did. It delivered everything that the designers said it was going to with regards to noise, acoustics, fan involvement, and it was a pleasure to be here to witness it.
And the main thing was, all those supporters, even with a penalty save as well, they had something to shout about today, didn't they?
Yes, I mean, I think from tackles flying in, we spoke about the attitude of Jack Grealish in the first couple of of minutes, from James Garner playing left back and playing fantastically well and scoring that goal, to the goals, the tackles, the decisions, everything the crowd could get involved about, they did. And as we were speaking, the acoustics and the noise that they delivered was fantastic.
It's the first time in 4 years they've actually won their opening home game as well. But as we know, this wasn't just any home game. This was the start of a new era.
Yes, and when you're starting off new eras, it's always important to start that new era in a positive way. And we've just spoke about the importance and the pressure that could have been with regards to going time if you don't get that first win, but just as an occasion, just for the history books, just for one to say, yes, we finished Goodison Park in a positive manner, and we started in our new stadium, Hill Dickinson Stadium, in a positive manner. And that also, not just for this season, but historically, is a big thing for Everton Football Club to have done today.
Yeah, 2 debuts, but no doubt one of the biggest cheers of the day was when Jack Grealish was taken off and he got his standing ovation. Every single person in this stadium got off their seat, and what a reception he got after 90 minutes.
And deservedly so. I mean, when you're making signings for a football club, you're trying to get someone that will make the team better, will have a great attitude, but you're never quite sure whether they'll be able to deliver on the football pitch or how quickly it'll take for them to settle into a football pitch. It didn't take Jack Grealish any time at all. He was incredible today. In possession, driving with the ball, taking people on. I think it was Weaver at right back, just had a tough day. This was the one, you expect him to get at defenders. You don't expect him to get up that quickly, battle two people and win the ball back. And, he just brought the rest of his teammates to life. He really did. I mean, there's no surprise that stat at half-time said 57%, I think, was down the left-hand side. Everton looked for him on every occasion. This was his moment to sparkle. He'd been coming back on the right a few times, and on this occasion, they tried to double up on him, and he realised it and popped it to the far stick. On this occasion, again, decides he's getting doubled up. Where's the man with space? And that's something else that he has been able to do. He's dragging defenders to him, sometimes without him ever needing to do anything. But, this is what will endear him to Evertonians even more than anything. His full-back's in trouble. Can you get back? Can you make a tackle? He absolutely can. And it was a terrific debut in both aspects of the pitch, both in possession and out of possession. Yes, the majority of his touches are always going to be down that left-hand side, but the important thing is they're at the top of the pitch. If you see, they're at the top of the pitch.
And I know it's a home game, but that's the real market improvement from the opener against Leeds, isn't it? The threat they had in the final third and the seed of doubt that it planted in the opposition defenders.
Yeah, it really was impressive. Yes, Jack Grealish will be at the heart of that, though Tierno Barry did quite well up at the top end of the pitch. Quite a few things to work on still. I'm sure David Moyes will say that, but he was a threat. He caused problems. He was involved in both build-ups to the goal. And they linked up quite well. And as I mentioned, importantly, Everton managed to get their best two players at the top end of the field, and even though they were on opposite sides, had found a way to get them interacting and linking up together, and that's a great sign moving forward.
Yeah, we know James Garner got the goal, but you made a point halfway through the second half to me that Jack Grealish is actually helping him in a position that he's never played before. Why was that?
Well, when you're a player like James Garner, who again I thought he was outstanding today, really pleased that he got the goal. If you're going into an unnatural position, you're playing on the wrong side of the pitch, and you find yourself in trouble or under pressure at certain times, the best thing in the world is to have someone like Jack Grealish that you can play the ball to him at any moment of the game and he'll protect it. He won't lose it. No matter if he's under more pressure than you, he will keep the ball. James Garner, I think he had the most touches on the Everton team today. Everton used him. They gave him space. Maybe Brighton allowed Everton to build up in that moment, but he didn't have to overcomplicate his game by playing channel balls, by trying to thread balls into the middle. Just give it to Jack Grealish and just let him enjoy being in possession of the ball.
And I know they've hit the woodwork twice. I know they've saved a penalty, but to get a clean sheet here with two of the recognised back four missing again in the opening game in the stadium, what will that do for belief and foundation moving forward?
For the team, it'll be brilliant. Statistically, it's excellent. I'm sure David Moyes will be speaking to the team about maybe trying to tighten up in certain moments. There was a touch of fortune at times about the way Everton kept the clean sheet, but it'll be forgotten about in a couple of weeks. It'll just be another stat to the clean sheets, and Everton have been good at that. Jordan Pickford has been close to the Golden Gloves for the last 3 or 4 seasons. He's never been too far away, and it starts with performances like that.
So just to round off then, a new era, a new stadium, a win with a clean sheet, a new hero in Jack Grealish. Could today really have gone any better for Everton Football Club?
I don't think it could. I really don't. Maybe if Tierno Barry might have scored on his home debut for this first time, then maybe. But I think every Evertonian coming here was excited about the event, looking forward to being a part of the new stadium, desperate for the result to go their way, and they not only got that, they got a good performance today as well.
Well, it's been a privilege to be here. It certainly has, hasn't it, Leon, to witness this history. We hope you've enjoyed where we've got you.
We might have someone to talk to.
Oh, I don't know if we've got time, have we? Is someone in my ear? Oh, well, they're telling me to do it. Come on then, Jordan, in we come. We've always got time for Jordan Pickford. There we go.
Have you been with Snods?
Yeah.
We're live, so don't swear. Well done. How good does that feel? The whole day, the result, the emotion of a new era starting in this stadium?
Yeah, a great day, and we knew we wanted to give the fans to go home happy, but we knew we had to put a performance on. It wasn't the Everton way against Leeds the other night, and that was the Everton way today. We fought hard, we showed quality, we got 2 good goals, and we're resilient. And as Ozzy knows, that's a proper Everton performance, and you've got to suffer as a team, and that's what we do well. And the whole place was bouncing, and that's down to us putting a performance on, because we know they're going to turn up in numbers week in, week out if we go home or away. And it's a great day all around, but it's a building block. We've got to keep pushing. You mentioned it was bouncing. I mean, was this everything you expected? You did give them plenty to shout about, but it was fantastic. What was it like from a playing point of view to have the whole emotion and experience of the day, Jordan? Yeah, it was gonna be hard to beat Goodison. But we've started off well, and we've got to keep going. The fans are always brilliant, no matter where we go, like I say. But the new stadium, to get the result, is quality. And
how important was the clean sheet? And on top of that, how important were your incredible moments at both ends of the field, the 1v1 save and the penalty kick?
Clean sheet's always good, because we've always said we're always resilient, and it's about scoring goals. And the boss and the club's brought in some great players, which you've seen today. I think we could have scored 2 or 3 even more at the end, and that's the next level, and that's what we'll keep pushing. But that's my job to do, mine and Tarks and Keno, the back 4. But it's everyone off the ball. We work hard as a unit, and that's what we demand off each other, and we want to keep clean sheets because we know we'll get the opportunities to score. And 3 penalty saves in the last 4 in the Premier League. Should be 4, shouldn't it? It should, yeah. and that's standards. They homed in on the bottle. It said 50% left or right for Danny Welbeck. So what made you go to your left? The little detail above it said left. Did it?
We'll have to zoom in a little bit closer. There you go, left. Goalkeeper's left.
Brilliant.
No, yeah, it was worked on it, and looked at it with Ross and Luke's on Thursday. We went through the penalties, and we picked left, and luckily went there, but a bit of research in it as well, and a bit of where do you think, and they'll do the same. Penalty takers will do the same. Keepers, that's the way where the game's going now. So you've just got to keep working hard, and if the penalty's there to save, go and make the save. And just finally, we must ask you before you go about Jack Grealish, because he is making his debut on a new stage. What about that ovation when he got it at the end? The Evertonians love a player like that, don't they? Of course, everyone knows what Jack's capable of doing, and he shortly did 2 assists, and he's brilliant. I can't remember his last 90 minutes, but he come off after about 93 came off today, yeah. So he was fantastic up and down the pitch, and the qualities with and without the ball, but not just Jack, who's keen, and the other lads, they're getting used to the Everton way now, and we'll keep working hard at the training ground, and we'll keep picking up results. Very well done today. Thank you. Appreciate you joining us. Jordan Pickford, penalty save. This time, thank you very much indeed. This time, Leon and I are saying goodbye, because there's another game coming.
Thank you very much, Steve, Leon, and to Jordan as well for clarifying the water bottle instructions. And as Steve mentioned, there is another game coming.